So we just finished the ride up in Izu. Yeah, we just got off our bike.
Just, you know how timely my edits of this show about nothing is. Before we start, I have some very good news or a little happy announcement, or well, not an announcement, but something, a new segment of the show. Are you ready? I'm gonna need your phone now, like I said.
Literally not ready, but
you don't know what this is all about,
no.
but I'm just gonna need your phone for just 2 secondos. Okay.
I don't know what this is.
I should have practiced. I did practice. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be good, I promise.
Starbucks has several plant-based delicious desserts recently, and one of them is tiramisu, and I can't get enough of this.
Tiramisu what now? Here we go. Okay, found it. Okay, the new segment of the show. Are you ready? We have
So ready.
our very first comment section. Did you know we have a comment?
No.
Actually, we have a comment. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? This is from the episode 2 from Brooklyn. It says,
Episode 2.
yeah, we were talking about whistling and what's kind of like the new
Right.
thing, right? Do you remember that one?
I
And
do,
it says,
I do.
I don't think whistling is rude, open brackets, well, not where I'm from, close brackets. Also, I think I'm an avoidant type, because we also talked about the types, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like an interesting book, and then quotation mark says, you had my curiosity, ... but now you have my attention, and quotation marks. It's the
I didn't know
first
we had
comment.
this comment.
It's the first comment we ever got. Now, full disclosure, it is someone we know. It is a friend. You have something over here, like a little tissue. It's from our good friend Lawrence.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lawrence.
It is the first comment. Sure, it is from a friend, but I would argue that it's even rarer to get a comment from your friend. Because if it was me watching something, I'd be like, next time I see you, it's like, oh yeah, I guess that was But actually taking the time to go and write it out, I think it counts as double.
Well, yeah. Lawrence
Is
is a
what I
particularly
want
good
to
guy,
believe.
so yeah.
I know.
No surprises, but also thank you, Lawrence.
There we go. Write us your comments, and then we will have more work. I will have more work to do at the start of
I
the
make
show.
the thumbnails. I make the thumbnails. Don't forget, they're great thumbnails. Check them out. Like and subscribe to the thumbnails.
There you go. That's
There
the
it is.
new
That's
segment of the show. Done. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So,
So
what are we talking about today?
today we are talking about a ride, an official ride that we did on on this bicycle and the predecessor to this amazing new cycle that Milos bought, which we'll talk about
If you want.
whenever you want to. We did it up in Izu, which is an area of Japan closer to Tokyo than to here. It's a beautiful peninsula, it goes out into the Pacific Ocean. It's covered in mountains, lots of hot springs and nature. A really, really beautiful area. And neither of us had ever been there. It's in Shizuoka Prefecture, which we'd also never been to. It was an official ride called Eroica, which, did I say that right?
You did.
Okay. And that's an Italian
So
company?
Eroica is
please explain
an
what it is.
event that originated in Italy. So it was the thrill of the fatigue, and then something of the something. But Eroica, in Japanese, it kind of sounds like eroi, but Eroica is Italian for hero. So you're the hero if you climb the mountain, and then you get the descent, and it's. The full ride for this was 160 kilometers, but we did 70, 80?
70 approximately.
Because in the tradition of the event, you have to have a classic bike. And I think
Neither of these.
there's like a specification of 1989.
Oh, was
You
that
have
it?
to
I was
have
actually
a
wondering what the cutoff
bikes made before that
Yeah.
or not.
It's going to be big, heavy steel road bike.
Bye bye, matane.
Neither of us have one of those, so we weren't able to join the official ride on a Sunday, but on the Saturday they had an open ride for all classes of bicycles. we were able to join that. How was
You
the
kind of
weather?
didn't really want to do the other 160 anyways. But
160 kilometers was daunting as a distance, but what I was most
was that
worried
a dawn thing? No, just me.
it was the elevation gain was something like 3,000 meters or something like that, which is basically like not only doing 160 kilometers, 100 miles in a day, it would be like climbing Mount Fuji as well. And the weather wasn't very good.
Oh my God.
And so I'm just thinking like, I'm not even sure that I could physically finish that within the length of a daytime.
Okay, before
And so that was pretty intimidating.
how many events in Japan have you been?
Cycling events?
Yes.
First cycling event for you,
Great.
second.
I've been to 2 cycling events. One which is the same one. So there's no one better, more capable to talk about cycling events in Japan than two of us. But
But I've been on enough long rides in my life to know
Yeah.
that would have been definitely at least the cutoff of my physical abilities at this point, given that I don't do long rides that much anymore. I do a lot of city riding, and that tends to be shorter distances. I don't know if I had the stamina or the like mountain climbing ability.
the thing with the organized rides is though that they have aid station every 20 kilometers.
Which is really nice.
So it's like you have like a little picnic every hour, every
Hour
40,
or so,
40
yeah.
minutes or so. So there's a lot of rest opportunities. However, for this event, I don't think it was not raining for 5 minutes in total.
Yeah.
It was all
Without
raining.
using a double negative, it rained the entire time.
I know, right? Right, you gotta put emphasis,
And it-
negative emphasis.
It rained heavily much of that time in a way that there was no form of rain gear or like poncho or umbrella that you could use while cycling that would have made any difference. It was just accept your fate. You're going to, which is actually in the spirit of the ride, which was really cool. But boy, were we wet at the end of that. Just soaked through.
Let's put a little montage of what it looked like.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like right, maybe like here, yeah. You wanna go on the shaboom?
Yeah.
Shaboom. Let's go.
3、2、1、スタートいってらっしゃい
Buongiorno ragazzi, voci forza Fumisan forza Per favore, grazie
That's what we came for.
Yo, buongiorno everybody.
That's what we came for.
Ragazzi, andiamo ragazzi.
All right, we're at the 20-kilometer mark, or roughly 15. Thoughts, feelings, regrets?
Oh man, regrets zero.
Okay.
Thoughts? I guess zero in a good kind of way. It's only fun,
Okay.
super difficult.
Yeah.
My thighs, on fire.
Yeah.
But my thighs and my ass, it's always on fire. Those are my good attributes.
Okay.
But other than that, man, buongiorno motherfucker, you know what?
Yeah.
As long as we have the bochi, we won't down, El mundo, todo el mundo, nosotros, la tascachi, el mundo, bochi crew del mundo. Here we go.
Oh, so many languages.
Arigato! Hey! Arigato! Arigato gozaimasu! Arigato! Hey! Arigato! Arigato gozaimasu!
Buongiorno. Tutto bene? Ed esatto. Champion enduro.
arigato. Hey, arigato. Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato. Hey, arigato. Arigato gozaimasu.
Shabloom?
And then now that you've seen what it's like, what was like actually going to the event?
Okay, so I have a little bit more experience here than you do in the sense
Yeah.
that I have taken my bicycle on a train in Japan, which in Japan, in typical Japanese fashion, in order to not create a disturbance or problem for the other riders of the train, you have to keep your bike basically in this hermetically sealed bag that keeps all the parts that would potentially be greasy and dirty and would cause havoc. All those have to be covered, and so you have to put it in these special bike bags, which is not in itself all that tricky to do. But then you have to carry the bike because the bike is in a bag, it doesn't roll, and it's big and heavy, and you've got luggage, and you're riding with thousands of other people. We took the bullet train.
That was the bullet train was okay, but
Oh, yeah. So
the rush hour.
right, coming from a major metropolis where, in particular, the train line that Milos had to take in to the nearest bullet train station was a weekday, right? It was like a Friday morning, right at the peak of when there's going to be a lot of people. And then one of his trains was late, which means that the next train's going to have twice as many people as normal, and it would have already been packed to the gills, like faces pressed against the windows. Busy. And
So there are a couple of things there.
and he had to carry a bike that size with him on.
First one is the kind of inexplainable feeling of embarrassment for bringing like a massive thing on the train when it's rush hour and people are trying to get to work. Like sumimasen, gomenasai. And then the other thing is there's a whole bunch of tourists now here.
Oh, so much.
Sounds like, okay, this guy is also going to like the airport or whatever, and it's like just traveling around.
Which is a whole nother conversation in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that insecurity of like looking like you don't belong. This is the train that I got to ride. I had a nice open train, just happened to be a different line.
Nice
that
for you.
Doesn't tend to get as busy. There is an insecurity in that when, especially having been here a long time and knowing the system that you're in, knowing that you don't want to look like that person that just jumped off the plane with a bicycle, but then you still look like that. It's everyone's
here.
Yeah, you pay I pay taxes here, you can't charge me. I pay into the pension system. No, but really there is a thing there where when you look like you aren't at least somewhat assimilated into society, it's surprisingly, I don't want to say embarrassing, but there's an awareness that you have of
You
it.
stand out, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really cringy for me personally, and I suspect it was for you too. So I can relate
So-
with that. Anyway, all that was to say.
Cycling events are great. Carrying my bike on anything that's not a car that I can, choose my own music and play very loudly, that part sucks.
Can I put in a clip right here of you when I met you at the Shinkansen, the bullet train station? I was like,
I remember.
was super jazzed, super ready for the ride. And I'm like, yeah, Milos, you're here. And he's like, fuck this.
I was ready to start punching.
Yeah, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to rent a car. That would be Shabloom. Yes. Yeah.
Shabloom,
So
yeah.
Milos wasn't having it. Another thing I learned about my dear friend on this 3 days together, which is one of our longer, not the longest, but one of our longer times spent together, is Milos is not the morning person that I thought he was, despite our mutual love of coffee and getting out and seeing the world. Boy, oh boy, this guy before 11 a.m. Wow.
I think
Just don't talk to him. Guess
I
he's not
think-
going to talk to you.
that's good to remember. But
Which I didn't know about you.
I think we have similar levels of golden retriever energy.
Explain.
It's just shown in different timelines, right, during the day.
Oh, yeah,
So you
like
have from the.
We
If
talked
this
about
is like I think so. If this is like the from your bike to my bike, so from my bike. If this is like the 24 hours, like the or morning,
Yeah.
morning to like here, this is you golden retrieving.
Okay.
And then from here to here is me. So we have like a little intersection of the golden retrievers here when we're both like super hyped.
Yeah, like 2 to 3 hours of pure fun.
Yeah. This is where you're most active, where I'm like, oh my God, this guy, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then this is where I'm like, what, you already quitting? What's going on? We're starting now. And then that
tired.
intersection is where we're both the loudest.
Yeah.
And here is like, all right, I guess we have to do this. Get some coffee, get some fuel.
I guess I have to do this. Your attitude.
Look for a breakfast place, and I'm thinking all these. Let's take it slow. Be as late as we can possibly be. I look to my side. This guy over here, it has peanut butter jelly getting ready on like a rye toast.
Yeah, protein balls.
Cereals, everything from his backpack, and I'm here with like a protein bar going. Well, I thought we were gonna go, suffer through the morning together. What's going on?
That was actually one of my biggest fears, was bonking on a ride like this. Again, being somewhere out. There's no convenience stores or anything when you get out there. It's a really beautiful ride. You go up into the mountains. It's all countryside, and it's
How
an
do you
area.
feel now, though? 70 kilometers,
Oh,
it's not bad.
No, and it was something that he said too. In fairness, you said that after I do it, I'd probably wish we'd done a slightly longer ride. Which I think there was a 120K ride like the next day or something like that. That could have been fun too. Again, probably for me the biggest thing was just the fact that it was pouring rain. And it wasn't like, oh, it rained for an hour and then we were able to dry out.
Yeah,
and
it
we
was
had like epic skies
whole
or views
time.
of Fuji or something like that. It just really rained, and that after a few hours of that, I got a bit exhausted.
Yeah.
But that's part of living in Japan and part of planning outdoor activities here, especially in late spring. Like, you just have to cope with it.
But
you can plan a whole beach day, and
I don't know if it's that or not, but because of that,
And
we got a lot of pretty misty scenery in the mountains.
we did. And I was.
Oh,
I wonder if the weather had been a little nicer, if we would have spent. Here's another thing: we would have taken more time to take like scenery shots and things like that, because that was something we talked about before we went. And we ended up meeting a lot of really cool people on the ride, and we ended up kind of riding as a group, which was really fun. But then there's that problem that if we were to stop and take pictures, those people are going to get 3, 4, 5 kilometers ahead of us. We're not going to see them until the end. And so there was kind of that FOMO of like, I don't want to lose this group. These are really fun people. So,
well, our group, because it was like a pre-main event day group, right?
yeah.
So it was like, what, 15 people in total? 20? 25?
That we were riding in a group with?
The
Like the
whole-
whole ride?
30?
It couldn't have been more than 30 or 35.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe 30.
So, and it's like the thrill of fatigue and, support your cycling comrade, whatever, So, as long as we're together, we're like, oh yeah, let's go. It's not like I'm gonna go full on finish before this.
Yeah, we weren't like drafting each
Yeah,
other or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But it was fun to kind of joke around and
Because we were like going up this mountain, it was like super rainy. We would like see other people ahead of us like stopping. They're like, "We're doing." It's like, this is where they have the tastiest yaki something or whatever. It's like, oh, this is the place. It's like, okay, I guess we're stopping here.
it was
One of those, whatever that is. I like that though.
It was fun.
I like that.
It was fun. I would do it again.
For sure.
If you look at the website for the event itself, it's held in different places: California, Italy, of course, Japan. I don't think anywhere else in Asia, but quite a few in Europe and North America. And it's always these beautiful Tuscany, rolling
Like
hillsides,
Switzerland,
beautiful sunny.
yeah.
Switzerland. So when you look at that, you're like, oh my goodness, this looks like so much fun. And it was that, but it was like the soggy Japanese version, where I was like, oh. Wow. Maybe if they held it in September, October.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. September, October, great. Well,
Maybe.
you can get a lot of rain in October as well.
Or
but-
today as well.
Yeah, today is gorgeous. We're right at the cusp of. It's not super hot yet. We're dressed to be outside, but you could still get away with wearing slacks today, and yeah, that's not going to be the case in a month. It's just going to be hot, hot, hot. welcome to Japan.
I think Japan has a soggy version of everything. I think being in Japan is just an overall soggy experience. So,
I don't know what that means.
good people. We got to talk to the people who organized the event. They were super cool. They were like, "Oh man, you came all the way from Osaka. Here's like a little bonus something." Very
Yeah.
accommodating. We also rode from like Izu, what station, whatever.
Was
to-
it Mishima? Is the name of the,
Sure,
the
yeah.
bullet train stop, which is about 30k north of the event.
Yeah. So we got a initial 30K in that as well.
Should we show us?
No.
Okay, we don't.
Maybe. I don't know. But and
Sure.
then so we did that, and then we did the ride. So we in those 2 days, I think we got like 100.
Yeah, 100 and something.
Yeah, 100 and
Kilometers.
something, which is nice.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. I would do it again. Yeah. Overall, positive experience.
Something that you said earlier is those. You've been to a lot of cycling events in Japan, right? Cycling tours, cycling. You've done a lot of cycling.
And what I mean by that is that I've done rides by myself or with
Yeah,
a partner, totally unsupported.
So-
I've quite a bit of experience with that.
And what I want to know is it all just soggy experiences? Can you see like Switzerland somewhere here? What are this? For me, when I gonna ride, if I don't have to die to get up the mountain and see like something beautiful, like a very narrow trees here, super nice scenic scenery, then I don't really count it as like an all epic ride. Have you been on a few of those in Japan?
In Japan,
Yes.
regretfully, no. Most of the riding that I've done has been
That's
at
it.
least somewhat,
I quit.
I don't want to say suburban, but you really have to make an effort to get out where it's like that, where it's going to feel super wild. Those kinds of places do exist, but I haven't been able to do that. And part of that has been until last year I didn't have a driver's license. Now we both have driver's licenses. We can rent cars. We could potentially, with this beautiful new Steed and this old one, throw the bikes into a car, go somewhere, and then get to the destination and then do a cool ride, Kamikochi, something like that. Go like, way out in the Alps, someplace really cool, or go coastline along the Sea of Japan or something like that. That's something we could do, supported or unsupported. I'd like to do more of that because, as you're asking, no, I actually haven't done that. I've done rides around Lake Biwa. It's a beautiful ride, but it's a lot of houses. You're never like truly out in the wild. And then the other one I did, which was the same one you did last fall.
Shimanami Kaido
Shimanami Kaido.
in Hiroshima. You go across like 4 beautiful bridges
7.
around the Hiroshima. But the event, that's the difference between like having an event and going yourself. For the event, it was like 5,000 cyclists. They closed the highway, so it's
Same.
only just bicycles. You go onto the highway, bicycles. We start at like 5 a.m. or whatever. But
Yeah,
it's just like
that one sounds fun
it's like
as a supported ride.
how would it's like when you go to like a festival. I guess that would like what would Coachella feel like, or any kind of a festival. 'Cause you're at the same place.
Physically
You
moving the
came
venue
for the
as a group.
same thing, right? To do a live, talk to someone, meet some random people, do a little dance, whatever. So it feels like, oh yeah, we're there are no like super strangers. We all have something in common here. Yeah. It's like a very nice kind of like, we belong.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. After seeing his videos, he invited me on that ride. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend, but and I had already done it myself, unsupported, as I pointed out. But no, it sounded really fun to be in such a big group. And you ended up pairing off, but grouping up with like what 8 or 10 people, the Bochi Bochi crew.
Yeah, we made the Bochi Bochi crew. Yeah, that was a good event.
Yeah, no, that looked really fun. So.
Bochi Bochi.
Yeah, I think now that Corona has finally settled down to to participate in these kind of events. It's just going to become easier and easier, and hopefully more things will come. I mean, of course, the most recent ride we did is not an actual Japanese event. It's a global event that happens to happen in Japan as well. So maybe more stuff like that too, like both within Japan and outside of Japan. People are going to be holding rides here, which would be really
that
cool.
as well. And also, I just got a proper bike like 2 weeks ago, and before that, I had that, you know, the like super entry level kind of bike. So I've only just started looking up events and everything. And of course, Instagram immediately shows me like a million events in my area. I was like, okay, I want to go to all of these.
There is more than I thought, as you've been
There is more
forwarding
than-
links to me. Do you want to talk about your bike real quick? What'd you get?
Sure. I got the Cannondale. Is it Synapse or Synapse?
Synapse?
Synapse.
I think.
Synapse, the 3L. I wanted to get the Cannondale, the CAD 13, the aluminium, because as you might already tell, I'm not really gentle with things. So I do like to, you know, do a little rough ride, but it is carbon, so I have to be like super careful.
Yeah.
I went for a
super
ride
lightweight.
yesterday, 65 Ks. It felt like nothing.
65K, nice.
The back of my knee started to hurt. I don't really know why.
I've had that on rides too, and I don't know what that is.
The
but
person I went with,
freaks me out.
she said, your seat is probably too high. I'm like, what? My legs are not that short. And then we measured, we have the same length legs. So she might be right. I have to experiment with that. But the bike is
Look at how
it's
light
fantastic.
that is. Yeah, it's great. In all black, matte black, Vanta black. It's great.
So I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, you know, I'm more of a kind of happy-go-lucky passion first. So I have no idea about the specs. It does have the disc brakes and the carbon fiber, and but it's nice. That's my
It's
spec
a very
knowledge.
nice bike.
Yeah.
It is.
It does have, what is it? It's above 105, or it's the 105.
Shimano 105 spec, yeah, all around, which
So it
is
says like entry level race level whatever.
And again, where
The
you were
ride's
coming
nice.
from with like a web order,
Yeah.
you know, $400 bike to this is just
Just the size difference is like, oh,
the
this
geometry
is this is kind of nice.
yeah. No, it's fantastic. I'm happy because he's been talking about buying a bike for literally years.
Bikes are goddamn expensive, dude. Did you know?
Yeah, bicycles are one of those things where pretty much the sky is the limit. You can get a good bike for $1,000, or you can
Yeah.
put what would be like a mortgage on a house.
Buy like
into
a little
bike as
car.
well.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a different world than it was 30, 40 years ago, I
Yeah.
think. in terms
And
of
now I
bicycles.
spend like a lot of time like looking up jerseys and you know equipment and all that.
It's interesting what you said just a minute ago about like you're more about passion first. I realize this every time I talk to my brother, because he's really, really good about understanding like how to fix this. Like if he had this bike, he would know how to completely take it apart. He happens to work at a bike shop, but he has passion in a way that manifests as like knowing the intricate details of how something works. I don't have that either. I'm just like, I
see.
like bikes. I had an issue with my brake cable recently from after our ride, actually, from putting it on in the train and everything. One of the brake cables kind of got broken. I was like, I could probably like YouTube that, figure out how to fix it. I just don't have any passion for that. I just want to ride the bike. That's all I want.
I do. I like a little you know, Sunday maintenance day. It's probably not gonna be Sunday for me because I work Sundays, but I had a thing with my baby over here before yesterday's ride. It didn't. I think it didn't switch to the highest gear. And I
Oh,
was-
right. Because you just bought it, so like
Yeah.
probably things had
Yeah.
stretched out a little and you were just a little bit off.
So it was like after work, it was like after midnight. All right, let's do the how to fix your back derailleur or whatever.
YouTube, what is a bicycle?
And then I got to the half of the video and it's like, okay, yeah, now it's switching. And then something else stopped switching. And I was like, wow, well, let me fiddle
you went too far. You went
with
too far.
something else. And I was like, I can't get this. And then we're like, okay, let's just look at the rest of the video. And then like 5 seconds later, he starts talking about the thing that I wanted to know. It's like, God damn it. But it worked. I like the medicine stuff. Only when I required to do it.
I'm not gonna say I hate it, but I don't know. Even cars, like I really love cars, but I've never been like, I want to completely rebuild an engine and take it apart and understand every little
I
part
do.
and like nerd out about that stuff. I just don't have that. I just want to have a nice car. I want to maybe drive fast. I want to do all that stuff. But that's pretty surface level, I think. So I mean, is that passion or is that just
Yeah, sure.
an appreciation for cars?
I
don't know what that
both.
is.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be able to like build everything from scratch, like cars. I even brought like an old, like, I don't even know where they got it, like a turntable we had like at the countryside. And then I brought it home because I was like, this is gonna be my summer project. Never touched it ever again. And then we just brought it back, to the countryside. I was like, okay.
Well, that probably speaks to like your ability to concentrate on one thing. Because you have, I think, many passions at once. Simultaneous passions.
So now I kind of realize that that's what's gonna happen every time. So only when I have like a little problem, only when I have like a little problem, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna go like full nerd mode on this, learn not as much as possible, but as much as I need to help me next time, and maybe help someone else if they get into like a similar thing.
That's a good balance,
I
think.
love DIY though. I'm just bad at sketching.
I think I love the idea of it more than the reality of actually having to study and learn and understand something deeply.
Yo, you wanna take a little ride through the Osaka Castle?
Let's take a ride.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. By the way, this setting, this is Osaka Castle Park. This is a Starbucks they built here a few years back. Beautiful
5
setting.
seconds.
Okay, 4, 3. It's a good place. Come check it out. Very popular.
It kind of looks cool. Vast.
Left, right here.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, I like that shot.
Recently, I've been feeling dumb. They're done with. Feels like I'm jousting.
One-handed. Look, Mom, no hands.
I know, right? Hi. All right, we did it.